today, I just came back from watching Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, and I just wanted to come out and just give like my little review and support for the film. I'm not particularly sure like what a lot of people like were expecting from this movie or how this movie was supposed to go. Like I went in there with kind of like an open mind. I understand that uh, Chadwick Boseman he passed away, and that left like a huge hole in the story that was supposed to be told. And I, for one, just want to give my sincere, like, heartfelt, just thanks to Ryan Coogler for crafting the story that he was able to craft. Now, uh, I do understand that there was a mandate
Oh, okay.
for the MCU
I
to
guess we're going this
actually
route.
to like make it more focused on females, make it more female centric. Okay. Now, since that's the way that it has been, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Now, it was done very tastefully, and there may be some people out here, and they may be actually like telling everybody that the movie itself, though, it's trash because it's going with the MCU. Okay, Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is supposed to be like female centric. Okay, that's what it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but it's pretty much like all about like how you're going to do the story, right? And that's the thing, though, right? It's a story. And I think the story itself was done pretty perfectly, you know, as good as you can make the story go. Okay? And that's the thing though that I want everybody to understand though, is that the movie itself, Wakanda Forever though, it's fine, okay? Regardless of like all the other movies though in Phase 4 that came before it, this movie in itself though, it deals with the problem of not having a male lead the in what I feel like the right way. Okay? Because it just seems like nothing was like shoehorned in there. Okay? And if you feel like, the movie could have done something different, yes, every movie could have done something different. Every movie could have had things like go a different way. Every movie could have took a different route. But the fact that Ryan Coogler and the cast of Wakanda Forever actually were able to like pull this together the way that they did, it's something that should actually be like applauded. After watching movies like The Eternals and watching Love and Thunder, just watching all of these Marvel movies though, where it doesn't make sense. Now, granted, there are some things though that could have been different, right? I've already said that, but that's, it's a movie, right? It's trying to tell a story. It's trying to make something a little bit more like cinematic than what it's supposed to be, okay? And other than that though, the movie it's fine. The movie is fine. It's not one of those movies where you're like, oh my god, I can't see it. If the movie was trash, believe me, I would not actually be like saying this at all. I wouldn't be up here like making this video saying anything about this movie. But the fact though that there are like some people like on the internet right now on YouTube, and they're just completely like bashing this movie. And normally I would like bite my tongue and I wouldn't actually like say anything and I would just like let it slide. But for this one movie in particular, I do have to say like, hey, um, you guys, I mean, like, you gotta be fair. You gotta be fair to the people who actually like count on everybody to like give these reviews. The movie itself, though, yes, okay. And this one's gonna go into like spoiler territory right now, okay. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to see the movie, or you're planning on seeing the movie, then you should just turn this off right now, okay. First off, the way that they handled uh, T'Challa's passing in the movie could have been done better. I am not going to sit up there and say, hey, you know what, they did the best that they could. It could have been done better. It could have been handled better, but it was the way that it was. Did it ultimately like take away from the movie? In a way, I felt like it did, but it didn't. It did not take take you out of the movie to the point where you're just like okay, I can't watch this. Okay, it's a watchable movie. It's one of those movies where you can actually like sit down there and actually like look at it because it things happened in the movie. And that's what happens though when you're telling a story. You're telling a story, regardless if it's a comic book, regardless of if it's like a love story, regardless if it's like if it's a comedy. You're telling a story, and that's what the movie did right. The movie told its story. It didn't seem like it was actually like just like doing whatever it needed to do in order to get from point A to point B. It actually told its story, which makes me believe that, with the mandate that came down, Kevin Feige telling everybody like, hey, you know what, we want this to be like more female centric. And maybe Ryan Coogler actually was like, hey, you know what, if you want me to do this, then I have to tell the story my way, which I feel like he did a good job in that. So my hat is off to Ryan Coogler. My hat is off to the cast of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. You guys did like a good job with telling a good story. It wasn't the perfect story. It wasn't the story that a lot of people may have wanted to see. However, we got what we got, and what we got was way better than what we received in the MCU over the past year. Aside from Spider-Man, everything else, though, in my opinion, though, was not worth it. Not at all. I would not if it wasn't for like my aunt wanting to go and watch these movies, I would not have wasted my time to watch a lot of these other movies in the MCU. Love and Thunder, Spider-Man was good. Love and Thunder, no. Okay, Love and Thunder, it was like, hey, you know what? They decided that they were going to just do all the shorts that they did on YouTube, and you can go and look them out. Like Love and Thunder follows along that same pattern. Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange 2, I had like high hopes for that movie, but it it didn't perform. It wasn't good. It was not good. I'm not sure exactly like what happened. I'm not sure if they had people hands in it and people were telling Sam Raimi what to do with the movie or how it's supposed to be, but the movie did not make sense. It did not make sense. But Wakanda Forever, though, it did make sense. It made logical sense, and the way that Angela Bassett's character, the Queen, the way that she handled the fact that uh, the Western world was after the resources, though, was something that anybody would do. It's like, well, how do you show mercy, but at the same time let people know that you're not playing around, that you're not weak. And I think that in the story it was shown quite well. Because like, hey, if I have something that people are after and I'm not willing to share it with the rest of the world, because the rest of the world will take advantage of it, right? And throughout history, it shows people like really just being horrible, regardless. Like whenever like gunpowder or when what was it? I forgot exactly what the actual year. But once once warfare changed, it 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 it's crazy, right? So why would you give so like in the movie it's just like why would you give that type of power to people who are just like completely just hung over and everything like that. They're ruthless in the movie. And people may not want to admit it though, but most of the Western world is like that. Most of the Western world wants to have like dominance over other people. So my like I said, my hat is off to Ryan Coogler for the way that he wrote the movie, for the way that everything like happened in it. It's completely fine. And if anybody else is telling you that you shouldn't go and watch the movie, go and see it for yourself, make your own opinion for it, and maybe you'll be able to come to the same conclusion that I came to, and that it's okay. It's a fine movie. There's nothing wrong with the movie at all. And I've said it so many times already, but hey, Wakanda Forever, watch it, make your own opinions about it.